Today is Friday, February 27th, 2009. Have some more results to share with you regarding Send. This is a brand new blog. Literally just put the first blog post up at socialmediascience.com, and you can see we don't even have the sales funnel plugged into this yet over here on the right. We don't even have the entire blog configured the way it needs to be configured yet, but we just wanted to run an experiment and see how the use of Send could help us gain indexing, number one, for this new blog, and number two, just to see what kind of results we could pull. So what I did is I took this initial blog post and I used Send, the CSN, Content Syndication Network, and we pushed this content to Social Median and to Dig. So here's a story in Social Median. You can see that it was clipped up 26 times, which increased the visibility of this content on the Social Media Network, which placed the content in front of more eyeballs. You can see we also used the Send network to push the content onto Dig, which has been dug up 16 times so far. It's now 3 days later since we initially submitted the content through the Send network. Now, as a result of the syndication using the Send network, here's what happened. Here we are at Google. Under the term number one job in America, we can see that there's a significant amount of competition, about 115 million. And there's also cost associated with this key term because you can see there's advertisers competing in pay-per-click for the term. So there's value to the term. We have already started getting traffic in for this term. And the reason is because we have garnered a number 3 position in Google for the term number one job in America for that blog post. You can see it right here. And you can see we have multiple search engine listings because also our social median result is showing directly under that. So we are actually consuming 3 spots under the term for that single piece of content. So you can see here directly tied to social media is search engine results, and that's what we call SEO 2.0, where your search engine optimization is handled automatically by simply focusing on the social web. But there's much more to show you in association with our initial syndication. Looking at analytics, we started to notice a significant amount of traffic coming in from Twitter, and that's because somebody had noticed the post from Social Median and then spread it to other networks. And this is content syndication, or leveraging content syndication by increasing the visibility of content on just a handful of networks. So you can see all these people are retweeting. You can go to older here and go to the beginning of the chain of the Twitter event. And if we scroll down, we can see where it all started at. You can see here that it started around Social Median here, and then this Twitter user, Liz Strauss, picked it up and then tweeted about it, and then her followers ended up retweeting it. You can see here the RT at Liz Strauss, the number one new job opportunity in corporate America. A significant amount of traffic arrived into the blog post from a syndication that started on Social Media and through the Send network. And now let's look here at Google Analytics. We can see here this is just a broad overview. You can see that flatlined here because we literally just started this blog a few days ago, 3 days ago at the time of this video, and you can see where we started having this spike. The initial syndication started happening here on the 24th, and then we had a massive spike up here on the 25th. Now if we look at where the traffic has come from, we can look in here, we can see that a significant amount came in from Twitter. We also had traffic coming in from Social Media, of course, which is where a major chain of events started. We got 81 in from that. It was also spread to Reddit. It was spread to Facebook. You can see that apparently it's been mailed out or sent by email by people to each other. It's spread to StumbleUpon. We can see some more, and this all happened as a result of increasing the visibility of the piece of content within the Social Media network itself. All this happened from using the Send network, using a content syndication network to get content noticed. On average, if we come up here and we take a average snapshot of the average time on the site, was 1 minute and 23 seconds. That's well above industry average. So right here we can debunk the myth that social media traffic is worthless. So by looking at analytics, we can backtrack the fact that the entire chain of events, the viral spread, if you will, of the blog post was instigated here on Social Media because its visibility was raised by it being clipped up. And we can also look and see there's a fair amount of social media participation, because you can see that there is a blog commenting that was instigated through the Send network as well, which also brought in people from outside of the Send network to start commenting on the blog, which has driven an entire social conversation related to the piece of content. Now, this is very impressive considering the fact that this is a brand new blog. It has never been promoted. I've not announced it anywhere. So all of this happened as a result of instigating a submission through the Send network, which passed over to Social Median, which increased the visibility of this piece of content to get it noticed enough so that it could hit the syndication stream. And as I've shown you, this has not only increased the search engine rankings, but it has gotten this entire website indexed at this point, and it has also generated a fair amount of social buzz, which is continuing. And this is only 3 days later at the time of this video when we initially began the syndication process. How much work did all this take? Well, we had to create the blog post, and then we opened up Send and submitted this blog post to be syndicated, and the job was done. The rest is now happening on autopilot. Now imagine the compounding effect of all of this activity happening surrounding every single blog post that you ever do. How powerful will your search engine rankings be after a month, after 2 months, after 3 months, after a year? How powerful will your social exposure be after the same period of time? If you're already a member of the SEO 2020 Social Media Science private membership, then you already know how to do this, and you should be syndicating your content as you produce it. If you don't know about social media science and what we have, then I invite you now to visit socialmediascience.com to find out more information.